Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Joel, and this is A Stable Life. We're starting the morning off right with a humidity of 93%. It is insane. Temperatures today are in the mid-80s, and we are expecting thunderstorms just about all day. But you won't be hearing me complaining about the rain at all. I am so happy to have it here with us. I'm actually pretty impressed. The aisleways look pretty good. Today, the plan is we're gonna be working on replacing some stall mats. As for the horses, they're looking pretty good. We've got Declan and Suede right here saying hello to everybody. And then over here, we've got, looks like Poe, Spitfire. Yeah, that's Sriracha. Everybody's chilling over here. Let's check out the water trough and see how things look. Oh, good deal. Water trough's looking good. Good morning, Sriracha. A lot of the horses are out grazing in the pastures, and it's manure day. So we got to get all the muck buckets out of the stalls, clean out the barn. Always so much to do. But today we're gonna get started with hay. Wow, that is pretty. You see the sun shining down on the meadow over there with the horses grazing and the clouds going across the skies. That is just absolutely gorgeous. Here we are. So we've got a slice waiting for us to take, some hay in the wagon. Let's scoop up some hay and start putting them in the feeders. I'm working on finishing off my water. I thought with it being so humid today, it'd be good for me to get at least one bottle of water in me already. I think that's enough hay. With hay done, now we're working on measuring out. So let's get the grain from inside these storage containers to inside these buckets. Each of these stacks are organized so that as we pick them up, we're able to take them and then put them in the stalls accordingly. As an example, we're gonna grab this stack right here. This is Sriracha's feed. We'll take this. We're gonna go for a walk right on down the aisleway. As you guys can see, Gavin is already here working on getting the muck buckets out in the aisleway. How are you doing this morning, Gavin?
Good. That's pretty gross.
Looks like that's got some mold on it. Looks yummy. And then from here, we're taking them right on into the stall and dumping them in the bucket. We're able to go right on down the line, as the next bucket that's in the line is the next stall that's going down the aisleway. So we just finished Declan. Next horse will be Danny. As you can see, there's Danny's grain. And we're going to Danny's stall, over to Danny's bucket. Next grain is Jack. We're going out, going down the aisleway. Next stall is Jack. There you go. So that's how we organize our buckets for all the aisleways, going each direction for all the horses. Now that all the grain is in the stalls, it's time to feed the donkeys, which we could really do this in any order. But today, it's time to feed the donkeys. Right, donkeys? Buster and Rocky are looking beautiful as ever. And you can see their pasture's growing. It looks like I'm gonna need to do some work on the drainage again in here. I never did add enough soil in here, so I'm gonna have to work on that. Oh, the ever-expanding list, am I right? Okay, Rocky. Oop. There you go. Buster. There you go. Alrighty, gentlemen. We'll let them eat their grain and enjoy their day. Tell you what, guys, those donkeys have it made. We talk about that all the time. They got a good life. Now it's time to let in the horses. What we're gonna do is pass these buckets on over to Gavin. That way he can take them on in, but we'll let in the ponies. Nice catch, Gavin.
Nice throw.
Here we go. Morning, Roni. Hey, William. Good to see you, buddy. Hey, Casino. Hey, Rebel. Jack. Hey, Champ. And good old George with that beautiful blue eye. We're gonna follow him in. All right, now we're gonna specifically follow George. Come on, George. A lot of you guys noticed in one of our recent videos, George likes to just stand with his butt out in the aisleway. It's a characteristic of George, and we find it very amusing. We don't find it annoying at all. Here we go. I noticed a couple of you offered as a suggestion, how hard would it be to move the bucket? Not hard at all. We can put it really anywhere in the stall we want, but that's where the buckets are for this entire wing. There's one there. There's George's bucket. As you can see, George moves himself in the stall. There's Champ's, and there's Suede's. So we don't find it as a problem at all, so we don't see a need to move the bucket. It's just a funny characteristic of George. He likes to get his grain first without having to go into his stall. And that takes us over to the big field. What's up, gentlemen? Do you guys see how beautiful that pasture is looking? Oh, I'm gonna talk about it every single time. All right, Suede, come on in. There goes Spitfire. There goes Danny. There goes Declan and Sriracha. There's Duke. Hey, Poe. Looks like you got pushed down the hill a little bit. Samson. Look just how big Tucker's hooves are and Samson's hooves compared to Poncho's. Here comes our beautiful Archer. He always loves to run right into the barn. Skywalker, always with Obi, the tag team. Argento really doesn't mind being last. He finds less fuss in that, and he gets to just walk in the barn pretty much without any interruptions. Except for Gavin coming up out of nowhere. What? And of course, Weather bringing up the rear. And that's all the horses. There's a beautiful pasture. We could see all the grass is growing. This main field will need to be mowed here soon. I still got to work on cleaning off that hill back there. But that's for another day. Maybe today, maybe not. Because I do need to get those mats done, and they're just waiting for me to get them in the stalls. All right, looks like all the horses made it into their stalls. Awesome stuff. As the horses are all eating their grain, I need to get a round bale out for the horses, and Gavin is so eager. He's already left on the four-wheeler to get started on manure day. I mean, he's just excited today. I don't know what to tell you guys. We have 3 round bales still left from us getting our giant wagon load of hay, and with us only using 2 a week now, we should be good till next Tuesday, which is exciting. I'll tell you what, guys, this has become just such a regular part of feeding. It's just not a big deal anymore, isn't it? Just getting a round bale and putting it out. Tractor just doesn't even mind picking up the bale and moving it where it needs to. Oh man, I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, with this done, let's move on to daily care. It also looks like one of our round bale feeders is dead. We're slowly phasing out these styles of feeders, but we just had so many that when we moved over to having that regular feeder down there that we built, we had a couple that were still in decent condition that we're using. So I'm gonna take this one down and put it on the pile with the scrap metal that we're taking out later this year. Then I'll grab one that's still in decent condition and we'll move it back up here into the middle field. You see the metal ribboning is just coming right off of it. All right, now that that's taken care of, we have an old feeder that's in better condition than the one that was getting taken out down to the scrap pile. We can get started on caring for these horses. Now they're calling for thunderstorms before afternoon feeding. And as you guys have noticed, last time they called for thunderstorms after afternoon feeding, and those thunderstorms showed up before. So we're not gonna put any fly masks on any of the horses. I will do the fly sprays and the sunscreens, even though it's supposed to be cloudy all day, but we're not gonna be doing any fly masks just because I don't wanna cause any issues with the horses. So what do you guys say? Let's glove up and get started. As you guys saw, George is all taken care of, and by extension, all of the rest of the horses all are taken care of. They've all been sprayed, sunscreened, whatever they need. So now it's time to let out the horses. As you guys know, our horses are split into 2 different herds. We have a middle field and a big field. The middle field gets a certain amount of horses. We don't want too many because too many horses will overrun that field and by extension, the hay. We need to make sure that we have all the horses spread out equally. So for the middle paddock during the day, we've got Tucker, Duke, Spitfire, Suede, Argento, Skywalker, Obi, and Weather. So those are just words on a board. Let's see it in action. So we'll start things off with Suede. Tucker, Duke, Spitfire, Skywalker, Argento, Obi, and lastly, weather. And then for the big field, we have Sriracha, Archer, Champ, Declan, Gavin, George, Danny, Jack, Poe, Poncho, William, Roni, Rebel, Casino, and lastly, Samson. So there you guys go. That's all of the horses and the pastures that they go to. And I hope that that helps get the names off this pasture chart and into your mind to be able to identify the name with each horse. We don't really have the time because once we stop feeding horses, we move right on to the next project that we're trying to get done for each day. But coming up this fall and winter, we've got a lot of games that we're planning on playing with you guys involving the horses. So I hope you're excited, and make sure that you're subscribed to stay tuned for all of that future content, both fun and all of the projects that we have coming up this year, which it's July and we're still working on the first one. Whoo boy. Now, while I was working on getting all of the horses turned out, Gavin was going through putting the muck buckets back in each stall and cleaning out the stalls, which means that the barn is clean. All of the manure has been taken out, all of the muck buckets are put away, and the barn is clean. So the first section we're going to be working on is right here. This section, as you can see, has the oldest stall mats. These are the ones that we first acquired. They're very thin, they don't really get the job done, but they do stop you from having a lot of soil erosion, mostly. So what we're gonna do is we need to pick up these two mats, re-level the soil underneath, and then put two new mats in this area. The only problem is that this is where all of the farrier stuff is. So we need to move all of the farrier stuff, sweep this area off, and then bring the new mats in. So what do you say we get started moving all this stuff? Anvil, that's the word. Could not think of it. Now let's take this and put this on left here. Well, Gavin already sweeped off the area and removed the old mats. All that's left to do is to level off this ground. That's it. Go over there. Now, because this is an area where the horses are coming in right off of the ground into the barn, I'm thinking what we're gonna do is we are gonna put the grippy side down. Even though that is harder to clean, as you guys have seen, it gets very dirty very quickly. And I think we'd rather err on the side that we just take a little longer to clean with the pressure washer versus a horse slipping when they're coming in out of the barn. Okay, bring it in, Macho Man.
Where do you want it?
Go ahead and bring it over here. And then lay this end down on your side. Like that, there you go. There you go. And let's put this edge up against the board there. Make sure it doesn't cut into the ground. Nice. I'm good. You guys see that? It almost took me out. All right, now all we need to do is pull these back so those drop, and then any excess over here will cut.
I think you're putting pressure on it.
I'm not actually.
Aren't you?
No.
Aren't you?
Yeah. Okay, just a hair more. Okay, push it in. Good. Okay, there we go. We've got our new mats in, and I gotta say, they really spruce up the area here. We're gonna have a nice texture, so we won't have to worry about the horses slipping coming in here at all. As for going out, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Just what we wanted. Matches right in with the rest of it. So now we just gotta put all the farrier stuff back, and then we're getting started on casino stall. There we go. That's it for this. We got that done actually a little bit faster than I was expecting, which is nice. Probably because we didn't have to do any cutting. But now we're moving on down to casino stall, and casino stall needs quite a lot of leveling because he's been using it, no stall mats, for quite a while.
Not true, Joel. We have this.
Make sure we keep that, we might need it. So let's level this off and see what we have. See anything I'm not seeing? All right, so Gavin and I are gonna be stopping here for lunch. We've got 2 mats in, we've got 3 to go. I think we're just gonna go grab the last 3 off the tractor and we're gonna set them right in here so we're ready when we get back from lunch. Well, the battery died before we could get all 3 mats over there, but we got all 3 mats in. Now it's time to head for lunch. Gavin, what do you think's gonna be for lunch?
Sandwiches.
It's a good guess. Let's find out. Just in case you guys are curious what we're having for lunch, we've got cheeseburgers, watermelon, and hot dogs. Really good watermelon too.
It is.
Whew, that was a good lunch. We just finished up. Now let's back. Let's see if we can get this stall finished up. Got a new fan for Roni. Looks like Gavin's gonna be putting that in. There we go. Oh my goodness, it's perfect. Oh, that couldn't have been more perfect, huh guys? I think we're gonna be good, guys. Just push that down. That leaves that back little corner there, which is gonna be our, I'm not gonna lie, that's gonna be our challenging one. We're gonna have to make a cut, slide it into the tack box, and then we're gonna have to cut the other side. Okay, there we go. Casino's stall is fully matted. Woohoo! Oh, I must say, I'm pretty proud of how it looks. Yeah, that looks nice. That definitely petered us out though. It's hot out today. So, whew, we're making sure we stay hydrated though, right Gavin? All right, as you guys can see, all of the horses are in. Let's see how Casino's enjoying his new stall. Ooh, looks good, huh, Casino? Yeah, that looks really sharp. It's always nice when the stall's freshly matted. And all of the horses weren't coming in. They were all out, which means the grass is growing. How did it look down there, Gavin?
It looked pretty good.
It's so nice to see the pastures growing. So nice that we don't have to feed hay out there. And it's just so beautiful. Can't think of a better way to end the video.
Sounds good to me, Joel.
Are you enjoying the summer heat and humidity? Summer is finally here, Gavin.
No.
What do you mean no? It just got here. You aren't enjoying this?
No.
So you mean to tell me you were enjoying it when it was cold and rainy and cloudy every single day?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. It was pretty nice. So it's gonna be on that beautiful note. We are thankful that the grass is growing. We do appreciate the months while they're here.
There's sweat in my eyes and they're making them burn.
As Gavin aptly pointed out, we could do without the humidity. We recognize that there are places that have far hotter temperatures, but for us, this is hot. What are you doing, Buster? Huh? What are you doing? As for the question of the day, we want to know, what's your favorite summertime activity? Let us know down in the comments below. Don't worry guys, my wife is taking good care of us in this hot temperatures. She went out and got us some frosted treats. Thank you, honey. If you haven't,
Don't forget to hit that like button and make sure you subscribe.
and as always, we'll see you in the next one.